ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी सधानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Okay, we are reading from Canto 11, Chapter 3, verse number 34. So in the previous class we read reply of sage Prabuddha to King Nimi's question about Maya, how to cross it, and he said to do that you have to study Bhagavad Dharma. Then he explained what is Bhagavad Dharma, and then he says by this one will attain bhakti, and by bhakti one will become free from Maya, because bhakti and Maya don't sit together. So you have to choose, you want Maya, you want Bhakti. Visyavascittasya Krishna Bhakti Sudurta Varunit Diggatam Vastu Katham Endriyam Vapnuyat. So they are just like east and west. So Bhakti is in one direction, Maya in another direction. So now hearing this, the king has another question. This is You should learn to ask intelligent questions. The king is asking one after another intelligent question. So in the previous verse he said that iti bhagavatan dharman shikshan bhaktya taduthaya narayana paro mayam anjastarati dustaram. So he said that one person who is Narayana para, and who is devoted to Narayana, so he easily crosses over Maya. Anja means just without much effort. So now the question is being raised, who is this Narayana? So Raja asked, Narayana vidhanasya brahmane paramatmane nistham arhatha no vaktum yuyam hi brahma vittama. So he says that you are telling about Narayana, this person whose name is Narayana, and he is Brahman and he is Paramatma. So Narayana is Bhagavan, but he is also Brahman, he is also Paramatma. So he says, I want to know about his Swarupa. What is his Swarupa? Swarupa means his character, his internal being. So Nistham Arhatha No Vaktum Yuyam Hi Brahma Vittama. Why? Because you are knower of Brahman. So since you know, I want to hear from you. So you want to hear from somebody who knows. Otherwise people will tell you stories. So therefore he is saying, why is he asking them? Because he says, अभी तो बिल्कुल ही बंद कर दिया. No, the AC. So the king knows that Bhagavan, Paramatma, Brahm, they are all same. That's why he is using all the three words for them. But he wants to know the Swarupa. So the commentary is that Narayana para iti srutva Narayanasya Swarupam prichati. So in the previous sloka he heard the word Narayana para means one who is devoted to Narayana. So then he is asking question based on that who is Narayana? Narayane turiye akhe bhagvat shabd sabdite iti ukter Narayana avidhanoya bhagavan tasya nishtham swarupam. So later on in this Canto 15th chapter, 6th verse, Krishna will speak, these sages will speak again. He says Narayana is called the fourth Turiya, and he is also called Bhagavan. So I want to know his Swarupa, his nature, his character, and how can we be devoted to him. So that is the question. Nanu sa tav ishta dev eva bhagavati guru updishta margena tassurupam tvam janasi eva ite tatraha brahmana. So if the sages say that this Narayana is your Ishtadeva and you know his Swarupa by the instruction from the Guru, he is Bhagavan, so why are you asking? So he says, I am asking because he is also known as Brahman and Paramatma. Saeva Narayano Brahma Saeva Paramatma Ata ek Swarupasya tasya trityatvena kathane ka prakaram tamaham jigyase iti bhava. So he says that he is one, he is called Narayana and he is Brahman, he is Paramatma. So he is one Swarupa but he has these three forms. So when you say Narayana para trityatvena kathane ka prakarastam aham jigyase, that which one is Narayana, or what is that, what is his prakara, means his variety, This is my jigyasa. That how is he Brahman, how is he Paramatma? Prakara means different variety. Like human beings have various prakara, various types. So how is he manifest? I want to know that. So then Pipalayana says, he replies. So there are 9 of them. So each one is replying. Not that only one is speaking, others are silent. Everybody gets the chance to speak.
तस्य त्रित्यत्वेन कथने कप्रकारस् tam aham jigyase. So means in what ways he manifests?
Yeah, because you are 3. He said Narayana Vidhanasya Brahmana Paramatmana. He is Narayana, he is Brahman. That king himself is saying. So how is he manifest like this? So this is my jigyasa. So it is important because Bhāgavatam in the very beginning said it. Vadanti tat tattvadas tattvames jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwaniti shabdate. So this is very important to understand this Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. Generally in India, people use these words, but they are not clear. If you ask somebody what is the difference between Brahman and Bhagwan, it's not easy that people will answer that. Or what is the difference between Paramatma and Bhagwan, that hardly anybody will tell you. They will say Krishna Paramatma, Krishna Bhagwan. Commonly they use. And Krishna is also Brahma. But what is the distinction? So this is understood here in Bhāgavatam, and especially Jiva Goswami has made it absolutely explicit by writing Paramatma Sandarbha to understand who is Paramatma, writing Bhagavad Sandarbha to understand who is Bhagwan, and Brahman described in Bhagavad Sandarbha only, first 7 Anucheda. So he said there is no need of separate, otherwise he has to write one Brahma Sandarbha also. And then there will be 7. So he says no need. Because there is not much you can say about Brahman. But he explained what is Brahman. So now Pipalayana says, so these verses which Pipalayana is speaking, from 35 to 40, 6 verses, these are very important to understand philosophy. They are very philosophical verses, so pay attention to them. Sthiti udbhava pralaya hetura heturasya tat yat swapna jagar susuptishu sadbahischa dehendriyasu hridayani charanti yena sanjivitani tadavehi param narendra. So he says that which is the hetu of sthiti, udbhava and pralaya. Yat sthiti, udbhava, pralaya hetu. So meaning that which is the cause of creation, maintenance and dissolution. But a hetu, but does not have its own hetu. Means it is causeless himself, and he is the cause of this. And yet swapna jagar sushuptisu sadbahischa. And that exists in all states, when we are in the deep sleep, when we are in the dream state, when we are a wakeful state. He exists throughout. So he is inside, and also Bahischa is also outside. And Dehendriya Asu Hridayani Charanti Yena. And our body, senses, life air, heart, pumping of the heart, it functions only because of him. So So now you will understand how independent you are. See here, Deha, Indriya, Asu, Hridayani, Yena Charanti. These things work only because of him. And Sanjivitani Tadavehi, and they have life because of him, and they function because of him. Tadavehi Param Narendra, and know him to be beyond all this. That's why he was called Turiya. So wakeful state, dream state, deep sleep state, 3 states we experience. There is a 4th one, we don't have any idea about that. So that is the Turiya. Turiyakhe Narayana. So that is the Narayana, that is beyond that. So Prashna Kramena eva Pratmam Narayanam Lakshayati Sthiti. So he says, you please tell us the Nishtha of Narayana, Brahma and Paramatma. And that's what he said, that I want to know their Swarupa, Abhidhanasya Brahmana Paramatma. So first he is speaking about Narayana. Jagrihe Paurusham Rupam Bhagwan Mahedadi Bhi Sambhutam Sodas Kalam Adav Loksa Shrikshaya Ityadi Ukte. So this is in the first canto, 3rd chapter, 1st verse, when Sutta Goswami is describing how the creation happened. So there it is said that Bhagavan, he took the Purusha form. So that Purusha form is the Paurusham Rupam. Jagriya means manifested. Who he manifested it? Bhagavan. That Bhagavan is Narayan. Because they come from Narayan. All these Purusha avatar. Karnodakshai, Kshira, Garbhodakshai, Kshirodakshai. And he had the Mahadadi, this Sodas Kalamada, Sambhutam. So Sambhutam means mixed. Sodas Kalamada, Mahadadi bhi Sambhutam. All these 16 kalas, all these Mahad Tattva, etc., they were all mixed in him. Means he had that Bahiranga Shakti or the Pradhana from which they manifested. Loksa Srikshaya. Why did he manifest the Purusha form? With the desire to create. So this is the Narayana. So means Narayana is the source of the Purusha. And he has the material nature in him. And then he manifests. So Purusha Rupa eva asya Vishwasya Sthiti Udbhav Pralanam Hetu. So it is the Purusha Rupa which is the cause of Pralaya, etc. Not Bhagavan directly himself. So Bhagavan takes the Purusha form and then Purusha is doing the creation. Its connection is working because this one dropped. So Purusha Rupa eva asya Vishwasya Sthiti Udbhav Pralayanam Hetu. So Purusha Rupa eva. Eva means Anya Yoga Vyavcheda. Remember that? So this is the meaning of Anya Yoga Vyavcheda, means it is Purusha only. And Swam Ahetu, and he himself is Ahetu, Hetu Sunya, he doesn't have any Hetu. Syam Sundar Akara Chaturbhuja Astabhuja Sahasrabhuja Dvibhuja Satchidananda Murti Paravyomanatha Bhuma Vasudeva Mahavishnu Kshirodhanatha Nirsingha Rama Krishna Adi Nama Narayana Yo Bhagavad Shabhvancha. So Narayana is who is called Bhagavan, and he has so many forms. Syam Sundar Akar Chaturbhuj, 400 form, 800 form, 1000 form, then Dvibhuj also, Satchidananda Murti. He is the Paravyomnath. He is also called Bhuma Purusha. That is the Karanodakshai, Vasudev, Mahavishnu, Kshirodanath. He also manifests Narsingha, Ram, Krishna, Adi Nama, Narayana, Bhagavat Shabda Vachya. Swapna Jagara Susuptisu Sat Anuvartamanam. And he is present in our various states of experience. Bahischa Samadhu, and outside also. That is the state of Samadhi. Sat Vyapakam Vastu Yadeva. So he is Vyapaka and he is the one. Brahm Sad Vachyam Dehendriya Prana Manansi Sanjivitani Yena Paramat Sabda Vachyena Tat Param Parameshwar Ekam Eva Tattvam. So Vyapakam Vastu Yadeva Brahma Sad Vachyam. That which is all pervading, that is the Brahma part. And Dehendriya Prana Manansi Sanjivitani Yena, one who is giving life to body, senses, etc. That is Paramatma. Tat Param Parameshwaram Ekam Eva. And he is the Param Parameshwar, one Tattva. So Brahma, Paramatma, Narayana, all this is one Tattva. But it is Narayana who manifests all these forms.
ब्रह्म शब्द व्हाट ही इज सेइंग इट इज इसके पहले जो फुल स्टॉप लगाना है वो भगवत शब्द वाच्य पे लगाना है. सो स्वप्न जागर सुषुप्त आदिषु सत अनुवर्तमानम बहिश्च समाधो सत व्यापकम वस्तु यदेव ब्रह्म शब्द वाच्यम. दिस इज वन सेंटेंस. सो वेयर हैव आई मीन जो ब्रह्म की व्याख्या वो
भगवत शब्द वाच्य, देन यू एंड देयर.
या ये सेंटेंस शुरू कहाँ से हो रहा है?
स्वप्न जागरण सुसुप्तिषु सत अनुवर्तमानम बहिश्च समाधौ सत व्यापकम वस्तु यदेव ब्रह्म सद्वाच्य.
So this is one sentence. Sorry. And after this is the Paramatma.
Paramatma.
Okay.
Sanskrit has this problem, they don't put full stop, comma. Just go on speaking. Okay. So then next sloka. Netan mano vishati vagut chakshuratma pranendriyani chayathanal sarchi analam marchisasva shabdopi bodhak nishedhatayatma moolam arthoktamah ritena cha nisheda siddhi. So in the first verse he spoke about Narayana. In the next 4 slokas he is speaking about Brahma. And then in the last one he is going to talk about Paramatma. So now the Brahma he is talking 4 slokas because people like Brahma very much in India. Without Brahma their food is not digested. So he says, okay, have 4 slokas. So Naitan Mano Vishati, it's very interesting that something which you cannot talk about, that is so popular. So he says Naitan Mano Vishati, mind does not enter in it. Naitan Mano Vishati. Vagut Chakshuratma, the speech does not, there is nothing to speak about it. There is no question of eye seeing it. Chakshur Atma, Prana Indriyani cha. None of these things have any approach to Brahma. But still people say that everything is Brahma. I am Brahmasmi. Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. So neither mind, nor speech, nor senses, nor life air, eyes, none of these things, they cannot say anything about Brahman. If you ask tongue, can you say something about Brahman? Tongue will say no. Eyes Nothing. Then he gives one example, yatha analam archisasva. He said just like the fire, blazing fire, and it has its sparks. So the sparks cannot illuminate the source of sparks. Just like the torchlight cannot illuminate the sun, nor can the spark burn the fire. Fire is already burning, what it will burn? Just like a matchstick cannot burn the sun. Sun will burn the matchstick. So the yathanalam archisasva and sabdopi bodhak nishedataya atmamulam arthoktam aha yadritena nisheda siddhi. And the sound also bodhak nishedataya atmamulam arthoktam aha. So the sound, the word speaks about it by neti neti, not this, not this. That is the bodhak nishedataya atmulam yadritena nisheda siddhi. But although you cannot say, none of these things can say anything, but it is proven because of the nisheda, by negation. Because if you negate, then that negation also has to have a limit. Beyond that is that. You go on negating everything. So if you negate everything, then beyond that is that which exists. So that is the nisheda siddhi. Bhagavat tattvam maya upasyam mad abhyastam eva asti किंतु दुर्गेयम ब्रह्म तत्वम विस्तार्य कथयति अपेक्षायामः ब्रह्म तत्वम. So the king says that I don't need to hear much about Bhagavan because that is my worshipable, I know him. But I want to know about this Brahman. So please elaborate on Brahman. What is it, this Brahman, Brahman? People talk so much about Brahman. He says this Brahman is Durgeya. It is difficult to understand. So explain to me about the Brahma Tattva in detail. So he wants to know the details of Brahma Tattva. So therefore he is describing Brahma Tattva Naitaditi Chaturvi in 4 slokas. So he says Tad Brahma Mano Na Vishati. So Naitan Mano Vishati, mind. So Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Mansasa. It is said in Tatriya, I think, Upanishad, that from there the speech returns along with the mind. So that's what is said here, Netan Mano. Tad Brahma Mano na visti na vishay karoti. So it is not the object of mind. Vagut Vagapi, also the speech, the tongue. Chakshuscha, also the eyes. Atma, Jivascha, the living entity. Pranascha, Indriyanicha. So all this life, air, senses, yatha. Then he gives analam swa swans bhuta archiso vispullingadyo ne prakashyanti. So just as the fire is not illuminated by the sparks of fire. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya mansasaha. Tatriya Upanishad says that the speech returns from him along with the mind, not able to fathom it. Iti srute. Nanu tam tvapnishadam purusham prichhami iti srute. He says, but in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this question is raised by the student, says, please tell me about the Upanishad Purusha. So he is asking about Upanishad Purusha, means the Purusha which is described in the Upanishads. So if his Upanishad Purusha means described by Purusha, then how can you say that he is beyond speech? He is called Upanishadam Purusha. So Shabdgocharatvam Pratiyate, from the question it is clear that he is the object of sound, object of speech. So Tatra Shabdopi. So then he says that Shabdopi, the sound also doesn't reach him. Atmanah Swasya Moolam Brahma Bodhak Nishedatayaha. So it reaches it only by Nisheda, by negation. Yasya bodhakam kimapi nasti tad brahma iti evam ritya eva arthaduktam arthata eva uktam natu shabdata. So arthoktam means that it is only known by the artha, means by the indication, but not by the shabda. There is no shabda, but by saying it is not this, it is not this, then you understand. If there are 5 people sitting in the room, and then you say, which one is Ramdas? So he says, is this one Ramdas? He says, no. This one Ramdas? No. Third one Ramdas? No. Fourth one Ramdas? No. Now there is no need to ask. So the remaining is Ramdas. So you came to know about the Ramdas not by Shabdata, that this is Ramdas, but by Arthata, that this is not Ramdas, this is not Ramdas, this is not Ramdas, this is not Ramdas, remaining is Ramdas. So that's why he says that it is not Shabdata, but Arthata. Arthata eva uktam natu Shabdata.
Babaji, here one question comes. So do we say that Brahman has Vishayata, or he can be Jnana Vishaya? We cannot say that. No. So that is why I am getting a little confused. When you say by Artha you know, by Shabda you don't know, means. So without Vishaya, what is the cognition that Artha is producing then?
This is what is producing. What is remaining? You deny everything, what is remaining is that.
Yeah, because if there is Parishesha, then I can understand that there are 5 people, I deny 4, the 5th one is there. But if you deny everything that is existing and then we don't know anything else, so how Jnana Vishaya will come?
So that's what it is.
So it is more in the sense that that Jnana itself is him
That's
or
he is
something.
himself saying, Yasya bodhakam kimapi nasti.
Yeah, okay.
Yasya bodhakam
Yeah, bodhakatva vishayata.
kimapi nasti. Tad Brahma. That is Brahma.
So then why make this distinction between Shabda and Artha?
Because that's what it's saying, that which cannot be grasped by anything, that is Brahma. This is also an explanation.
Okay, so Shabda, okay.
It's like you say that Brahman has no qualities. So then you can say, okay, not having any quality is a quality of Brahman.
A very Buddhist way.
So it is not a quality, but you can say this is the quality of Brahman, that it has no quality. So this is the description of Brahman, that you cannot describe anything about it. That is also a description.
So they just believe Brahmanitara bhinnatvam. That's all. No lakshyata, no lakshana also.
That's why they say that it is the lakshyata, it is the lakshya of Shabda, not the, what you call, not the mukhya.
Oh, okay. Gauna vritti. Yeah.
It is a lakshya artha,
Got it.
not vachya artha. Brahman is not a vachya of Shabda, according to them. But, so that's where the fight begins then.
our school also we don't keep Lakshyata as far as I understand.
No, because our understanding of Brahman is little different.
Yeah. But then I am telling, even in our school, we should accept that he has Lakshyata, because at least in Bhagavad Sandarbha, he puts Brahman with Shakti itself. I mean, Sridhara Swami also writes with Shakti only.
Yeah, it is Shakti, not manifest. Because there is no distinction between Brahman and Param Bhagavan.
So because it is unmanifest, we cannot say it as a Lakshana and still show Lakshya still.
So it's just like you have Nirvikalpa Gyan and Savikalpa Gyan.
Correct.
So Nirvikalpa Gyan is Gyan. But what is its Vishaya? It is neither Visheshya nor Visheshana nor Sambandha.
Correct.
So therefore it is called Turiya.
Yeah, it is Indriyatita.
Chaturthi Vishayata.
Correct.
Generally the Vishayata is only of three types.
Visheshana,
Visheshana, Vishishta, Vishayata. So Visheshanakhya Vishayata, Visheshakhya Vishayata,
Visheshtakhya Vishayata,
and Vishishta or Sambandhakhya. This is only the Vishayata. But in Nirvikalpa Gyan, none of this exists.
Chaturthi.
So you have to accept Chaturthi Vishayata. So if you say it has Vishayata, it is Chaturthi Vishayata. What is it? That also you cannot say. So you can say yes, it is having Vishayata, but what kind of Vishayata? Is it Vishishta? Is it Visheshana? It is no. So this is the problem. So that's why here also he is saying that Naitan Mano Vishati. Because if it is Visheshan, Visheshya, Vishishta, then your manas will enter into it. So there Nirvikalpa, in Nyaya also they say there are two types of Prataksha. Nirvikalpak Prataksha, Savikalpak. But this Nirvikalpak Prataksha is really not Prataksha as we say. It is called Indriyatita. So if it is Indriyatita, how is it Prataksha? But it is accepted as Prataksha. It is the Chaturthi Vishayata. So if you understand the Nirvikalpak Prataksha of Nyaya, then you will understand this. But now when you come to Sri Sampradaya, the explanation of Brahman they give will be different. Because they don't accept Nirvikalpak Prataksha. So they don't have Brahman the way we understand. Their Brahman is Bhagavan only. It is Savishesha.
Babaji, in the previous line, Shabdopi Atmana Swasya Moolam. So this Atmana is glossed as Swasya Moolam. So what does this mean?
See the sloka. Shabdopi Bodhak Nishedataya Atmamoolam Arthoktam. It is situated, Shabda having its root in that. That's why I gave the example that it cannot illuminate that. Shabdopi is Atmana Swasya Moolam Brahma Bodhakam Nishedataya. Yasya Bodhakam. Shabdopi Atmana Moolam. Atmana means Swasya. Shabdopi Bodhak Nishedhataya Atma Moolam. So means it tells you but by Bodhak Nishedhataya only, that's what it's saying. The Shabda also does not speak directly about it.
आत्मना ये ब्रह्म के लिए आ रहा है, मतलब उस अपने ब्रह्म के को बोध निषेध के रूप में उसका वचन करता है.
Right. यस्य बोधकम किमपि नास्ति. So its indicator or its revealer is nothing. Tad Brahma that is Brahma. Evam ritya eva arthaduktam. So therefore it is known by arthata, which means by lakshana. Natu shabdata. Idam tadeti nirdesena aha ityartha. Idam tat. This is it. Idam tat means this is that. That's all. Idam taditi nirdeshena aha. Where is it? Iti artha. Yad vacha anyabhyuditam yena vag abhyudyate. That which cannot be spoken by speech, and the speech is enlivened by that, or it comes from that. Tadeva Brahm Tvam Vidhi. Know that to be Brahman. Yan mano na manute na chakshusha pashyati kaschayinam. And it cannot be conjectured by the mind or seen by the eyes. Nanu tarhi naiv aha shruti किमिदम उच्यते अर्थोक्तम आहेति तत्र।
बाबा जी एक मिनट, जो पिछली लाइन में हमने किया न तो शब्दता इदम तद इति, सो ये निर्देशे न आह इति अर्थ है, निर्देशेन आह इति अर्थ है?
निर्देशेन आह इति अर्थ।
अगर निर्देशेन आह लगाएंगे फिर तो वो शब्द के द्वारा अर्थ निकल।
Yeah, but you only say idam tat iti nirdeshena. This is it. It's like you say it is not this, it is not this, it is not this. That's it. That's what is said. There is nothing.
Said by idam and tat shabdas, which are pronouns.
Yes. Idam tat iti nirdeshena. अर्थतः एवोक्तम न तो शब्दतः इदम तत् इति निर्देशेन आह इत्यर्थ। यद्वाचा अनभ्युदितं येन वाग अभ्युद्यते तदेव ब्रह्म त्वं विद्धि। So that you know Brahman. Yan mano na manute na chakshusha pashyati. Cannot think, cannot see. इत्यादि श्रुते ननु तर्हि नैव आह श्रुति किमिदम उच्यते अर्थोक्तम आहति. So then he says, therefore Shruti cannot say it. So then why do you say that it is spoken by Artha, Arthoktam aha? Because Artha is also Shabda. It's coming from Shabda only. Even if it is not by direct meaning, by Arthata, by Lakshana, then also it is coming by Shabda. When you say Gangayam Ghosha, so it is referring to the Tira. It is not Vachya Artha but Lakshana Artha. So it is coming by the meaning. So why you say it is not? So then he says the last part, Yadritena Nisheda Siddhi. So Nisheda means denial. So he says that the denial is not possible without it. Because his point is that when you are denying, this is not na iti, na, this is not it, means this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman. So that Brahman is there, then only you are denying it. But you cannot say what is Brahman. You cannot say positively that this is Brahman. But you say this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, this is the Nisheda Siddhi. The description of Brahman is being given by denying what is not Brahman. Like Buddhistic people say, what is a cow? Cow is that which is different from everything else which is not a cow.
Similar, but we adopt the same things.
Hmm?
You invited it up to the same things of denying Brahman. So in Advaita, right? Invited it up. Also denying, not existing.
So this is what is saying Nisheda Siddhi. Because when you deny something, that is only possible when something is there. You cannot deny otherwise. If you say this is not Brahman, so Brahman has to be there, then only you can say this is not Brahman. If Brahman doesn't exist at all, you cannot say this is not Brahman. But this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman. You cannot say what is Brahman. So what is Brahman is that which is not Brahman. That is the Nisheda Siddhi.
Bhaji,
And you see what a problem to understand Brahman. That's why Advaita Vedanta say that this is Gyan Marg, it is for intelligent people. Those who don't have brain for this, they do bhakti. Because bhakti ji do kirtan, dance, eat prasad. You don't have to bother about Visheshya Akhya, Vishayata, Visheshanakya, Vishayata, Visheshta Akhya, Vishayata, Chaturthi Vishayata, all these things. Eat Mahaprasad.
I forgot.
भूल गए?
Yeah.
कोई बात नहीं. So then he says yad rite athata adesho naiti asthulam ananu yato vacho nivartante ityadi nisedasya avdhibhutam yad brahma rite vina siddhir nasti sarvasya nisedasya savdhitvat. So atha adesho naiti, so it is not this asthulam ananu, it is not sthul, it is not anu, it is not medium size, it is not this size, that size. Yato vacho nivartante, same statement. Ityadi nishedasya avdhi bhutam yad brahma. So when you go on deny, there is a limit. Beyond that is Brahman. Yad brahma rite vina siddhir nasti. So this nishedha means denial is not possible without Brahman. Sarvasya nisedasya savdhitvat. Every denial has a limit. Nanu tatparam brahma sarvam vibhajate jagat mameva tadghano tejo gyatum arhasi bharata iti harivansokter brahma jyoti sanatanam iti dasmokte yasya prabha prabhavato jagdhand koti koti sveshvas अशेष वसुधादि विभूति भिन्नम तद ब्रह्म इति ब्रह्म संहिता उक्तर भगवत ज्योति रूप चेद ब्रह्म तरी कथम न मनादिकम विषय करोति उच्यते. So now he says, but there are also positive statement about Brahman. When Bhagavan Krishna took Arjuna to Mahakalpur, who has stolen the sons of the Brahmana, and then he said that this is my Ghana Teja, this is because they have to first pass through the Brahma Jyoti to reach there. So then Krishna said that this is my Jyoti. So he said that Tat Param Param Brahma Sarvam Vivajte Jagat Mameva Tad Ghanam Tejo. So this Teja, this effulgence is my bodily effulgence. He told this to Arjuna. In 10th canto also, when Brajvasis they wanted to know what will happen to them after death, Krishna took them to Brahmhrada, made them dip. So there also it described that they saw Brahman, Brahmaloka, then they saw this. So Sanatan, Brahma Jyoti Sanatanam, they saw the effulgence of Brahman. And Brahma Samhita also says, Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti. So by his effulgence, millions of universes are illumined. So that is the Brahman. Iti Brahma Samhita Ukte. So Bhagavadang Jyoti Rupam Ched Brahma. So Brahman is described as the effulgence of Krishna's body. So then it is describable. It is not that you say not this, not this, not this. It is described. So tarhi kathamne manadikam vishay karoti. So why do you say that it cannot be conceived by the mind? It is possible to conceive it. So then he says, we reply, Bhagavadanga Jyotirhi na mayikam tritiyam bhutam kintu mayatitam. So now he describes, okay, you can say that this is the Anga Jyoti, bodily effulgence of Bhagavan Krishna. So now if I say that Brahman is the effulgence of Bhagavan's body, can you conceive it? You can conceive? Yes? Should be. How you will conceive? She is saying no, you are saying yes. Decide with me. Come together, either say yes or no. So is it possible to conceive or not possible to conceive? So it is not possible to conceive because his Anga Jyoti is not material. Whatever you will conceive with your mind, you will only conceive this light. Many people are seeing light. They do meditation. Then they say, I saw light. So which light are they seeing? They seeing this light. So this is material. So therefore he says that yes, it is the Jyoti, this is the effulgence of Krishna's body, but this is not the material Jyoti. It is Mayatita, and because it is Mayatita, you cannot conceive it. Prakritibhya param yastu tadachintyasya lakshanam. That which is beyond Prakriti is called Achintya. Achintya means that which is inconceivable by the mind. So Krishna's body is Achintya. So his effulgence is also Achintya. So therefore it is not the subject of mind. That is the meaning. So now he tells something very nice. Kintu mayatitam, but because it is beyond Maya, Sachidananda Rupam eva, it is transcendental. Vang manadikam tat katham svavishay kartum saknoti. Therefore, how is that our speech, our mind can make it as the subject? It is not. Shabdam Brahma Vapur Dadhatiti Yanmitram Paramanandam Purnam Brahma Sanatanam Tav Brahmayasya Shaikumita Akshabhir Marshinaiti Sachidanand Vikraya Dhyadi Yukta. So in all these descriptions, Bhagavan's body is described as transcendental. Krishna's body is, Krishna is also called Param Brahma. In Gita also he says Brahma. Brahmano hi pratisthaham. So that is material, not material, that is transcendental. Sagunan samtityetan brahma bhuyai kalpate. Only after transcending the gunas of Prakriti, one realizes Brahman. So if it is beyond the gunas, it cannot be the subject of our material mind or senses. So then what about people are meditating on Krishna and saying his bodily color is like the cloud, new cloud. He has lotus hand, lotus feet, like this peacock feather. He says this is all imagination. It's not real. You cannot imagine, you cannot think of Krishna. He says not possible, because when you say that his body is like the newly cloud, color is the color of the new rain cloud. Rain cloud is material. His body is transcendental. How can you compare? So it is just to give you a little lollipop. So you feel satisfied, but it is not true. Otherwise, what the devotees will do, how will they meditate? So something is given them to meditate. People are doing so much meditation, not knowing that this is all material. So this is what he is saying here now. So Satchidanand Vigraha Ityadi Yukter Bhagavad Vapur api Brahmeva. So Lord's body is also Brahma. Yadyapi tadapi tat kripa shaktya atarkya eva prapanchik loka gochari kritam. Although it is transcendental, but by His grace it can become visible to materialistic people. By His grace only it happens, not otherwise. Without His grace it is not possible. You cannot see Him with these material eyes. अतएव अत्र नीलोत्पल दल श्यामादि शब्द वर्णितम यत् तदपि अप्राकृत नीलोत्पल दयाल दल श्यामम अपि प्राकृत नीलोत्पल वर्णत्वेन भक्तैर्ध्यातम अतादृशम अपि तद्वत्. He says, therefore, when it is described that Krishna's body is hue is like the blue lotus, etc., he says his body is not like the material lotus flower. That color is also transcendental lotus. We have no knowledge of the transcendental lotus flower. So he says, Prakrit Nilotpal Varnatvena. But it is described like the color of the material lotus flower, so that devotees can meditate. But don't get fooled by it that you are actually meditating on his transcendental body. He says, Tadapi tadvapu kevalam atarkya tat karunaya eva bhaktanayano avirbhavati. So therefore it is only by the grace of Bhagwan that his body can become manifest to somebody, not otherwise. अतः प्रापंचिक लोकैर मनो वचो गोचरी कर्तुम अशक्यम. So therefore by materialistic people no one can see the form of Bhagwan or can meditate on it or talk about it. Materialistic people not possible. केवलम ब्रह्मोपासकैरेव साधन परिपाके सति अपि भगवद अनुग्रह प्राप्त्य एव ब्रह्माकारे अंतकरणे अनुभूयते इति अतो वेदो अपि यन्मनो न मनुते इत्यादि अपि दृश्यते त्वग्रया बुद्धिया इत्यादि अपि आयति विवेचनीय. But those who are doing Brahma Upasana, when their sadhana becomes mature, then by the grace of Bhagwan he can manifest in the Brahmakar. Means those who want to have an experience of Brahman, then they are doing Brahma Upasana. Then their Upasana becomes mature. Then by the grace of Bhagwan, they can have an experience of Brahman. In the Brahmakar vritti is formed in the heart. So he says Brahmakare antakarne anubhuyate. Therefore Veda says yan mano na manute, that he cannot be conceived by the mind ityadi. But he also says drishyate tu agraya buddhya ityapya, that he can be seen by the vision of meditation. So both have to be understood in the proper perspective. So in other words, he is beyond mind, speech, etc. And materialistic people can never approach him. But if one is doing upasana and one becomes qualified, which means becomes free from all material desires, then it is possible that by his grace he manifests himself. If one is doing Brahma Upasana, then he can give Brahman vision. One is doing Bhagwan Upasana, can see him as Bhagwan. Okay. Krishna Kiran.
Bhagavad pranams Babaji. I just have a question, just from the viewpoint of Yamag, so if the Upanishads and the Jnanis brought up Brahman by negating everything that isn't Brahman, then how do they ever attain the realization that actually Brahman is ultimately everything, Sarvam Kalpidam Brahman? And given that if we are saying that everything is Brahman, that implies non-duality, but if we are saying you go through the process of neti, then we are saying Brahman is one entity, then everything else that isn't Brahman is a separate entity, so therefore Advaita collapses. So I'm just trying to understand how do the Jnanis reconcile the statements of Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman.
So Sarvam Khalu Brahman, you have to understand that meaning, what it means. So what it means is that what you are seeing is not Brahman. Just like you see the snake in the rope, and then I say it is rope. So then you say, well, how is that rope? Then there is a duality because I see it as a snake. He says, no, it is not a snake, it is rope only, there is no duality. So when they are saying Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, so they are saying that Idam means all these objects which you are seeing, they are not what you see them, but they are Brahman. So it doesn't collapse.
Thank you, that's useful.
Okay, Mohini.
You say that Shri Sampradayas can interpret the word Brahman as Bhagavan or Paramatma. So when they want to denote effulgence of Bhagavan's body, which word do they use to denote that?
They want to denote what?
If they want to refer to the effulgence, which we say that Brahman is the effulgence of Bhagavan's body, so if they want to refer to that, which word do they use, since they interpret the Brahman?
They use a Brahma Jyoti only. What is the problem? They use Brahma Jyoti and Brahma is Bhagavan. You yourselves are saying that they interpret Brahma as Bhagavan. So Brahma Jyoti is Bhagavan Jyoti. What is the problem?
Okay.
Babaji, in this commentary, 7th line from the below, it is saying, where is explaining na maikam trityam bhutam. So
Trityam means the third. Earth, water, fire. What is the third Mahabhutam? If you take from Akasha, Vayu, Tejas. If you go from this side, Earth, water, Tejas.
Tejas.
So he says it is not this Tejas.
Okay, so he is explaining Bhagavad Jyoti Tarhi na Maikam Trityam Bhutam. Okay. And Babaji, one more question was there. Earlier in the last verse, he explained that Narayana first takes the roop of a Purusha and then from him many Brahmandas they come. But here in this verse, a commentary he quoted Brahma Samhita, which says that Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Kotishu Ashesh Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. So from this verse it appears that the Brahma is the cause of the Anant Koti Brahmandas. So can you explain this apparent contradiction?
Contradiction cannot be understood unless you understand that there is only one Tattva. As long as you will keep on thinking that Brahman is separate, Purusha is separate. Krishna himself said that this light which you saw, it is my effulgence. And that is the light which they saw when they are going to Mahakalpur. Before that they saw the Jyoti. So it is also his Jyoti. And that Jyoti and body, there is no difference, there is no duality.
Generally, as Shripad Jiva Goswami has explained, that this is Brahma is without Shaktis. I mean, this is what we say.
No, this is what you are not understanding. He is not saying it is without Shakti.
Without display of Shaktis.
Yeah. So if it is not having display of Shakti, that is one thing, but not having Shakti, is a different thing. So Brahman is when you realize Krishna without his Shakti, that is Brahman. Just like I give you the example, you are flying up in the sky and you look at Atlantic Ocean. So you don't see any variety. But what are you seeing? You are seeing Atlantic Ocean. You say, oh, I am seeing just some blue color. Then you come down, you see ocean. So object is different when you saw from there and when you saw from here. It is the same object. So if I say that blue light is the one which has got all this variety or cause of fish and all that, and then I say, no, actually the ocean is the cause of fish. So now you say, this is contradictory. How can that be the cause of fish? Because in that there was no variety. That's what you're saying. But the object is same. It is your vision which is different. This is the key point to be understood when Bhāgavatam says, Vadanti tat tattvadet tattvam is jnanam advayati. Advayam. It is Advaya Gyan, but it has three shabdas. Brahma Paramatma iti shabdyate. It's not that there are three realities. Three experiences of the reality. Otherwise there will be duality or triality.
Babaji, when Advaitins use this word na or niti, I'm just trying to understand what is the Shabda Bodha for the word na. I mean, in Nyaya it is, we will take it as abhava. So if we say something is not this, then we will take it as anyonya bhava. But you cannot take it that way when we say this is not Brahman.
Why?
Because this object does not really exist, no? There is no satta.
Which object?
To what I am comparing. If I take this table.
Just like if I say this is not snake. There is a rope and you are seeing it as a snake. Either I say that this is a rope, or I say that this is not snake.
Okay. But at that time we are reaffirming that it is not a Brahma, no? We are not telling that there is a snake abhava in the rope and rope abhava in the snake. We are not making
that's
like
what
that.
we are saying, that all this abhava is in Brahman, is the adhisthana of everything.
Okay. So everything, okay. So Brahman.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes two statements from Katha Upanishad, and there is one part of them which is Nedam Yadidam Upasate. So he says that this is Brahman and it is different from that which is being worshipped. So then it seems that this Upanishad introduces some difference between the Brahman which is being worshipped and this Brahman which is Yad Chakshushana Pashyati, and by which the eye sees.
So how can you see the Brahman with eyes? That's what we are saying.
And then probably my real question is, so what is the Brahman's function in our eyes when they see?
Who sees?
No, but when he says Yena Chakshumshi Pashyati, but that by which the eye sees, right?
Yeah, because the eye is seeing because of that.
What does it mean?
Srotrasa srotram, chakshusha chakshu.
So what does it mean that it sees by thanks to Brahman?
What it sees what?
No, then what does the Brahman do so that the eye can perceive?
Brahman is the cause of everything. Just like what is Atma doing so that this body can function? What is it doing?
It provides consciousness.
So Atma is not independent of Brahman. And in their view, Atma is Brahman only, if you see Advaitvadi. So can your eyes see when the Atma is not there? So that is the meaning. So either you say that Atma is part of Brahman, Mamaevan said Jiva Loke, or if you go for complete Advaitvad, then Atma is Brahman itself. So it is because of that you see. The seeing power is coming from that.
could you probably also elaborate on the statement that it's Sat Vyapaka, that it pervades everything? I would naturally think of Sat Vyapaka as Paramatma, who is present in this world and who has a particular function here. But does Brahman have any function like this?
That's what I'm saying. As long as you are going to keep on thinking that Brahman is a separate entity than Paramatma and Bhagavan, this question cannot be answered. This is not a separate reality. Then the problem will come, the Brahman is eternal, Paramatma is eternal. So now Paramatma has a function, Brahman has no function, so that means Brahman and Paramatma are now two things. It is the same thing, but depending on the level of your love, the same thing appears differently. Like in the material world, a mother has a baby, the way mother sees the baby, no one else can see that baby like that. Nobody. So what is the difference? It's only the love. So Advaitvatis have zero love for Krishna. They don't have love. They don't believe in love. They don't believe in duality. So Krishna appears to them just nothing. He disappears. Then yogis, they also don't have love, but they are willing to. So then he appears like this. Samoham sarvabhutesu. Then more and more and more. So the Swam Bhagavan appears to those people who only love him and nothing else. So it is the same. This is what Brahma says. Aho bhagyam nanda gopa vrajokasham yan mitram parmanandam purna brahma sanatanam. He is using the word Brahma for Krishna, but he says this is the purna Brahma sanatana. Krishna is talking. Krishna is purna Brahma. So that Brahman, what people are saying, Brahm, he is the. So that is the power of love. He cannot be light. He cannot even have four hands. He doesn't have the power to manifest four hands because they have so much love for him. And when the other people are there, he doesn't have the power to manifest two hands because they don't have love like that. So for them only four hand only. Okay.